The writer John McGahern was a perfectionist. His system of revision was painstaking. Some of his work was written over and over in draft after draft. He never complained about this or drew attention to it. He thought it was a normal part of the writer's craft. But he did have a way of dealing with it, and this was to make a wry joke about it every so often. Beginning in the spring, once the days began to lengthen a bit, he would sigh and say, "Do you know what I'm hoping?" And his friends would ask him what he was hoping, and he would say, "I'm hoping not to have another idea until after Christmas." He knew what having an idea would mean. It would mean long days of work with the pages, days of uncertainty, of more work, of rereading what he had done, rewriting, erasing, often starting again. It would mean days of worry, going back into the room silently and working for hours, doing everything necessary to make things perfect. This is how work is made. And it is important for us to remember this now that Listowel Writers Week is 40 years old, that nothing comes into being by accident, that long meetings are held here throughout the year to put a programme together, to get it right, working with budgets and logistics to make magic happen. Now in Ireland, the idea of continuity, consideration, consistency, which Listowel represents, matters more than ever before. It is not our job to replace things that have failed or have disappointed us in the public sphere, but it is a strange and interesting situation that what happens here in North Kerry every year, how it is done and managed, the slow realisation of dreams and plans, and then the pure excitement, might offer hope and inspiration to Irish people in a difficult time. What happens here stands in a way for the art and the act of writing itself. Writing is slow. It takes time, it takes planning and deliberation. It is not done for profit, but out of some other motive, some higher, more idealistic motive maybe. It is a way of putting huge effort towards creating something wondrous and mysterious, but something that might matter to people, make all the difference to someone else, over a long winter, or a drizzling summer, over a long bus journey, over a night at home. Like Listowel Writers Week, writers and artists, and indeed singers and musicians and theatre artists in Ireland, have something maybe to be proud of over the past 40 years. All we have to do is list just a few of the names who have come to Listowel over the past 40 years. Seamus Heaney, say, Paul Durcan, Neil Jordan, say, or Nuala Ní Dhomhnaill, and think of the way in which these people produced work regularly, did not let fashions of any sort affect them, or indeed upturns or downturns, or national party times. Most writers are happier in the shadows, on the margins, and we must honour that distance from the glare they need. But we must acknowledge also that this has come to matter in Ireland, and maybe oddly enough has begun to offer example to the world of business and politics, and the world of banking and economics, and indeed the church. What we are celebrating this week, and indeed helping to create, is a new richness for Ireland. As people in Listowel know, it is the writer's job to slip away, as it is the reader's job. This idea that writing is done in silence and in solitude over time, and reading is like that too, might suggest that communication between writer and reader, between the book and the mind, is entirely private. But this is not so. All of us who read depended on teachers and schools. Literacy, the culture of the word, does not come from nature. It does not happen of its own accord. It comes from careful planning by politicians and public servants, careful preparation by dedicated teachers. What we are celebrating this week, and carefully nurturing then, is how the public sphere, the sphere that has been so undermined in Ireland, has also nourished the private business of reading, the lifting of the human spirit, the strange glory of creativity. We want to make clear how important this is, and we can hope, if we like, not to have another idea until after Christmas, in the knowledge that such a hope may well be dashed or dampened, and we will, or most of us hope we will, have at least one or two good ideas before another Writers' Week runs its course.